Okay. So, like I said, the main objective for this month is to finish up painting the Guardians and the Goblins. And we can safely say that the Goblins are finished, so that's awesome. Very happy about that. Now the only other thing, the main big thing, is getting these Guardians finished. And mostly I've been working on the armor, and I'll need to get the rest of it done, but since these guys are comprised mostly of armor, of the blue, once I get that done, everything else should kind of fall into place and be easier to do. Well, that's the theory, at least. That is the theory. So, the last time I painted, I was doing some glazing, and these are the only models left that need the glazing done. So might as well start with that. And then we'll see how we're doing from that point on. And I'm shaking paint. Always got to shake the paint. What time is it? Wow, it's only 4:30 Eastern. I think I'm going to be okay in terms of getting these guys done this month. But at some point, I might have to really hunker down and focus on getting them done. And maybe do like a couple of painting streams in a row or something. Shaking the paint. Shake, 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 shake. And these are the colors I'm using: Caldor Sky and Frostbite. Oh, and I think I need a touch of this too. Cantor Blue. At some point, it might be worth it investing in one of those paint shaker vibrator things. All right, let's get what we need. I'll show this here. Cantor Blue. Just need a bit of that. And then here, Caldor Sky. Juness. And this is the last thing, Frostbite. It's kind of like a very bluish gray. And I just realized that I have my silver paint here on this palette, and it's getting really close to the blue. So I'm just going to kind of wipe it off to make sure that I don't taint my blue paint that I'm mixing now with the silver, because you don't want little flecks of silver, as I was saying before. Okay, go. Just kind of dry my hands. All right, let's do this. Trying to see if there's any metallic flakes in there. I don't think so. That would suck if there is. And I think I need more of this blue. Just about that. Should be good enough. When I see people using a wet palette, they're very good with like the space that they use on the palette and mixing the paint, and they make sure not to spread it all over the place. I am not that good. Okay, so let's do this. And we probably need to water it down a bit more. So again, the goal here with this glaze is to push the paint around and take it from the mid-tone, so not the very darkest part of the model of the surface that you're using, sort of the mid-tone, and push it up to the highest point, which is the edge highlight. So like this kneecap, for example, I wouldn't start from the bottom of the kneecap because you kind of want to keep that dark, right? Start from the middle and just push it up. And this paint's very watery because I've diluted it quite a bit with water. And you're just sort of pushing it up to the edge highlight. And you might even obscure the edge highlight a bit, but it'll kind of soften everything up, because especially with some of these models that I did the last session, the edge highlighting's kind of shitty. So I don't mind if I kind of cover up the shitty edge highlighting. Just have a bit of it showing through. And this thin paint, this very thin glaze, when it dries, you won't really see it as much. It won't be as bright as it is when it's currently wet. And again, much like my the goblins that I'm working on, this is really an effort to just get these guys done. I'm not out here trying to win any painting competitions or anything like that. Just want to get these guys done, for God's sakes. All right, let me take a quick look at something here. Is my stream info correct? Wow, it's not. I realize that. Kind of annoying, but I thought I was streaming in the Warhammer category, but that may have been previously. There you go. Yeah, because I had to restart the stream. Always need to check that. This song's a banger. Is this like when you beat the game? Persona, baby. What a good game. I know Bacon was talking about this previously, about how he's thinking about playing Persona again. And like, yeah. I remember playing Persona Golden for the Vita. And at the time I was like, man, am I gonna be into this? I mean, I already beat it once. And yeah, it was like so fun to get back into it after it wasn't that long, but yeah, it was so fun to get back into it. And now I'm sure that I'd have just as much fun, if not more, coming back to it now that there's been even more time between the last time I played it. Okay, so yeah, the glaze, again, this might be a little hard to tell, but the glaze has really helped turn kind of like a sloppy highlighting job into something a little more acceptable, in my opinion. This model here, it seems like I've already done the edge highlighting. Sorry, the blending. So just set that one aside. But the thing about Persona 5, sorry, 4, was it was just very comfy. Like, this idea of going to the countryside, kind of coming from the big city and just slowing down and enjoying a different kind of lifestyle. I don't know if that's like a very kind of Japanese fantasy in terms of like so many, especially like what's the word I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like Japan is a very densely populated, at least in Tokyo and other major cities, such a densely populated place that there's this fantasy of going to the towns, the smaller towns, the outskirts, living a slower life. I know that in the West there's this, I don't know what it's called, like a genre of fashion and a lifestyle called cottagecore that people who play Stardew Valley, for example, really really kind of buy into this idea of cottagecore. It's not hardcore, it's cottagecore. And it's similar, right? Stardew Valley as well, very similar idea. You're this guy or girl who comes from a big town, a really high pressure, intense kind of job, and you decide to take up your grandfather's farm and slow things down. Live in a tiny little town and manage your grandfather's farm. Very similar to the vibe and the feeling of Persona. Okay. So here's this thigh plate, and you can see the very strong edge highlight that I did, very thick, not not super great, and then the rest of the plate is very dark, and so we're gonna try and bridge the gap here. Same thing with the kneecap. Okay, let's do this. Okay. I don't know what's good in the world of anime. What's like a new good anime that's out now? I think I read somewhere on Twitter that Sono Bisky Doll, Wataru Doll. I don't know what it's called. My Dress Up Darling, I think is what the English translation is. I heard that that's out or coming out very soon. That's the manga where there's this dude who makes like traditional Japanese dolls, and he kind of makes friends with this really trendy, fashionable girl who's into cosplaying, and together they start making like cosplay. He takes his knowledge from making dolls and starts helping her make cosplay and stuff. I've read the manga, and it's pretty fun. So that'd be cool if the if the anime turned out really good. But sometimes that's really hit and miss. You never know if the anime will turn out good. Sometimes the manga is really great, but then kind of get let down with the anime translation, the anime adaptation. Okay. Also, I'm not really sure how I'm going to base these Eldar models. I haven't really thought about that. The test model that I did when I was like a freaking teenager, I I pretty much just did like gray gray rubble, and I don't know. Might have to think of something a little more interesting. Who knows? I actually kind of like basing a lot. Sometimes, maybe even more than painting the model itself. A really good base can turn a model that's good into something that's great. Just because it really just helps situate the model and it makes it look like it's a part of a scene. So yeah, I was not too crazy about how I went about doing the highlighting part of these models, but now I'm sort of like, okay, they look a lot better now. Now that I'm doing this part, so that's pretty cool. Pretty happy with that. Let's see if any of these other guys need a little touch up. Seems kind of fine. Seems kind of okay. And whoa, one thing that I need to do, and I'm probably going to do that off stream, is do a very small pinpoint highlight. Very, very, very small. I can try and do it here on stream, actually. Why not? So all these guys are pretty much done. This one here, I painted this. I kind of splashed some white paint that wasn't supposed to go there, and I was like, let's just make it a design, but it didn't work out. So I have to actually fix this. This isn't even the right color to fix it, but I'll just kind of indicate that I want to fix it. These days they sell all sorts of basing materials, which is really cool. To finish up your guys. Oh, I've got all these swords I need, guns I need to do as well. Dang, that's a lot. Let's try and get some paint on them real quick. No, you won't actually see a lot of their arms. I was meaning to do to record sort of like a content farming session where I was going to talk about some more older models that I have, but I'm kind of thinking that I might do that another time where I have more time to set things up properly. I was trying to set up sort of like a mini light box kind of thing during my break, but I was like, that's not going to work out. Don't really have the time. Just trying to get a bit of a highlight going on these arms. So for my next few streams this week, the plan is Dragon Quest Builders 2, finish up the first village, and probably at least one more painting stream, maybe even 2. I might start up playing Yakuza, not 100% sure about that. Oh, you know what I should do? Definitely want to play Sonic, because I think I'm almost done Sonic. Probably got like one more session to do for Sonic Mania, that is. That that fighting game that Bacon was playing was really funny yesterday. Okay, let's set these aside, these arms, and let's see about doing this fine edge highlighting thing, pinpoint highlighting. We're taking this Frostbite, very cool bluish gray, and we're gonna mix that with this glaze color to knock it back a bit. It doesn't need to be that bright. And then we're gonna try and just select very small areas to do small highlight. Night Trap, I got a lot of games on my plate. Yeah, like at least Sonic. I feel like Sonic I'll finish fairly quickly, so that's not too bad. And there's Hades, right? I've been playing Hades a lot off stream, but I'd like to actually get a win and defeat Hades the boss on stream. I've yet to do that. Just like that. It's probably really hard to notice. You just want to get a little bit of like the highest highlight points. Where like two edges meet, that's probably like a good place to put a pinpoint highlight. Just like that. And once you add that pinpoint highlight, it kind of helps to pull everything together and get the human eye to sort of move around the figure, looking at the parts that you want it to look at and not looking at the parts that you don't. Yeah, this is probably the most games that I've had going concurrently at the same time. just kind of worked out that way. And this is the kind of job that I feel like I should really focus. It takes a decent amount of focus, and I'm not that good at painting and streaming just yet that I can do this and talk. But we'll try. We'll try. And sometimes the camera might not be picking up what I'm doing just because I'm trying to get the model positioned in a way that'll get me the best look at it as I do this. And sometimes that's not the best angle for the camera. It's not the same thing. Okay. I was thinking about taking a look at a few more art books as well during these streams, or I can do another stream another time. You know, maybe when I'm actually painting and drawing, where I look at art books. But all my art books right now are in storage, so that'll have to wait. There you go. It's again, it's a little hard to tell, but from my perspective, it looks It looks really nice now. The model looks. I'm getting excited about these results. It's just too bad that the priming, when I primed these models, I didn't do the best job. I can tell. I'm the type of guy that I might overdo it when I'm trying to highlight, and I'll place the bright highlight everywhere. So I'm trying to show some restraint and really just put this brighter highlight line only where it needs to go. Because if you end up putting like the brightest highlight on every single edge consistently everywhere, it ends up looking like Tron. You don't want Tron. Unless you do want Tron. Maybe you do want Tron elves and Tron Space Marines. That could actually look pretty cool. But I don't want that for my guys. For my dudes. Okay. It's very small, but I need to like kind of choose where it goes, and you're trying to make decisions as you're painting. And that's kind of what takes up time and the focus. But I think it's looking pretty good, actually. And yeah, I won't be painting the gems. Combination of laziness. And I think it actually won't make too much of a difference, and it won't look that great anyways if I were to paint the gems. So I don't know. I'm sure that there's people out there that done an awesome job on the gems, and it looks so good. Every single gem on every single Eldar model. Oh my god. Oh, you know what? That reminds me, actually. Because Games Workshop is showing off a whole new line of Eldar models. They showed off not a new model, because they showed it like around Christmas time, but they talked about it more. And so there's a new box set coming out for 40K, like a starter army box set, and it's Eldar versus Chaos, right? And in the box, there's new Eldar models. We all know that, yay! But the leader for the army, I don't know the name of the character, but it's like I think they call it like a autarch. And this model is supposed to represent a character, an Eldar that has expertise in multiple disciplines of what are they called? Like Howling Banshees and Striking Scorpions, Aspect Warriors. Multiple like expertise in multiple Aspect Warrior categories. That's really cool. So the model has equipment options, like, so there we go. Let's take a look at this. Oh, Night Trap with the correction there with the Vax Aspect Warrior. So this is an example of the armor totally done now. And I'm pretty happy with it, actually. Pretty happy with that. So now I just have to do that to all of these models. But yeah, so this autarch can be equipped with like the like a Striking Scorpion chainsword and like a missile launcher from the Dark Reapers. Something like that. That's pretty sweet. Or the Phoenix Warrior Melt-A-Gun. And then like something else for melee. Oh, and like a Shining Spear. The spear from the Shining Spears for melee. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that was possible, like in terms of the lore. So we're just being very selective in terms of where we're placing. I think this time, with this model, I'm going to be even more selective about placing like the pin highlight. As I said, I tend to place it more everywhere, and I think like if you just are using it very sparingly, it looks a lot better. So that's what I'll try this time. The last model was pretty good, like I liked it, but yeah, I think we can be a little more selective about where we place it. Okay. I really do like this long brush. I use it for quite a lot. I've had some people comment like, "Whoa, that is a really long brush." I'm like, yeah, holds a lot of paint. Okay. Nice. Yeah, that's looking a lot better, I think. Okay. Let me take a little break to flex these fingers. I don't want to get cramped, right? So BRB. Okay, let's get back into this. We can go on for a little longer. I was thinking it was going to be a little too hard to do this part of painting, but it's not bad. Like on stream, I was thinking it might be a little hard for me to do this, but it's actually not too bad. I was just reading that Sega is opening up a new studio in Sapporo. Seems like it's been a while since Sega had like an expansion, so it seems pretty significant to me. I wonder what this studio will do. What kind of games that they'll produce, or if they have any particular directive in terms of their output. It seems like the head of that studio, and I don't have his name here. I can look it up in a sec. It seems like the head of that studio comes from Phantasy Star Online. So I don't know if that's suggesting anything in terms of what they'll go on to do. More Phantasy Star Online stuff? I don't know. But that's pretty cool. And I always think back to that whole super game thing. Like, the Sega super game, what are they going to make? And at the end of the day, it could be nothing. They could be just making the whole super game thing can just be a bunch of executives talking a lot of game without really knowing anything about making games. Round out these corners, these kneecaps. Okay. I can definitely see the appeal of armies that are a whole lot more elite. Like Eldar are supposed to be, very proficient, very effective warriors, but they're not. They're not on an individual scale. They're not super strong and effective, right? They're not elite in that sense, right? And I can see the appeal of making an army with a bunch of superpowered space marines or terminators or uh, whatever else is out there. Armies that don't need too many models, because it just means you don't have to paint too many models, which is a plus in my opinion. Okay, let's see here. This is another banger. So many bangers. Persona. We'll see what happens with the with the recording of this, the VOD. I know that I've seen Night Trap play some Persona music. That's the dancing music on his streams, and it's fine. So I don't know what'll happen with this game, but we'll see. I would like to try streaming later in the evening. That was the plan yesterday. Just didn't work out. But yeah, we'll give that a shot another time. Okay. There we go. That's another guy done. We've got 3 down. Okay, let's see. I've got 3 of these guys done for their bodies. Let's try and do 2 more to make it 5, and that'll leave 8 more for another time. Let's try that. Let's get a drink of water. So yeah, tomorrow I'll probably play some Dragon Quest Builders 2 and then Sonic, and then another painting stream or possibly an art stream. We'll see. Painting or drawing. We'll see. We'll see. So we'll finish up these 2, and then we'll probably wrap things up. Sorry if this isn't in camera. I'm still always have to keep that in mind. I wonder if the new Marvel Eldar set, if the heads will be like specifically a feminine head and like a masculine head, or will they be like just the same? Because the bodies, they have the torsos for a female and male, just like this set. This kit, It's the same deal. The models have male and female torsos. However, the faces are like all the same. And the faces didn't look great for a dude or like a or like a girl. So I'm just wondering what they'll do. Oops. I just painted the rim. Okay. Something tells me they'll probably all just have one face. And it'll be up to the painter to try and like make the model look more feminine if that's what they want to do. Maybe they don't want to do that. Oh, I see that my playlist has stopped. But we're just about done. And I'm kind of focusing here, so I can't take myself away at the moment. Pardon me if it's just dead silence as I work on this. Mikazuki, how's it going? Eldar? Did I write Eldar? But yeah, I'm working on some old ass Eldar models. How's it going? What are you up to these days? Just painting these models. I've had them for a very, very long time. Sorry if I missed your... well, yeah, they're old now, yeah. I mean, they've always been old, but now they're like... Now they can be officially classified as the older range. I'm actually quite looking forward to the new ones. Not sure. I'm not sure if I'll get them immediately, but I'd feel pretty guilty about buying and painting new ones when I've got the old ones that I still have to do. But yeah, I take it you're a 40K fan. Do you play Eldar as well, or the Eldari as they're called now? Like I said, I've had these models for pretty much when they came out, when they were new, but I never actually painted them. And then around Christmas time, when all the buzz was starting to start, when all the buzz began about the new models that were coming out, I was like, wow, if new models come out, I better paint these old ones. I better get them done. Because I actually have even older Eldar models from like a long, long time ago. And it would be really cool to field an army of Eldar models from like the 80s all the way up till now. That would be really funny. Even though they might look a little weird on the battlefield. But I'm definitely more of a painter than a player at this point. Mikazuki, looking to paint my Gene Stealer cults? Those models are actually really awesome, actually. I really like those models. I'm something of a lapsed gamer, a lapsed hobbyist, so a lot of stuff is new to me, even though they're quite old as well. And that's one of them where I was like, wow, these models look really cool. Yeah, they look really neat. Let me get some kind of... Hold up. My playlist ended. Hold up. Okay. Painting. So, like, how many of those models do you have? Do you have a full army of them? I'm a big, yeah, I like painting. Definitely more of a painter than a player. Bob Ross. Okay. Trying to be very careful here. The new codex came out and I'm not happy about it? Oh, really? So, can you explain why? Again, as I said, I'm not really up to date on 40K and the rules and stuff, but I'd like to learn about like why it is that people are happy or unhappy with the codex. Do you think that's something that they might like address in a FAQ and make them like better? Okay. Let's try and get these abs. Ooh, too much. Let's wipe it off. Kind of had like a really big thick brush stroke there. Didn't like that. No problem, just brush it off. Okay. And I'm just looking to put these like pinpoint highlights where the edges meet, places like that. And as I said, you don't want to really get it everywhere, because then you're making Tron. You don't want Tron. I have to remember to make sure that the title of the stream is up to date and I'm in the right category, because yeah, when I've been streaming today for like just a bit more than 2 hours, but for the first hour I wasn't streaming in any category. And I was like, dope, that was dumb. I think I did that before too. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Looking okay. Oh, Mikazuki, thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate it. I see that you followed 7 minutes ago. I'm always late to mention that. It's a bad habit of mine. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, so just so you know, like on my stream, I tend to do a lot of different things. Like I've I feel like I've just recently started painting on stream. But I also play games. That's mostly what I've been doing, is playing games, and now I'm trying to mix things up and paint and play games and do some drawing and art and stuff. That was always the plan for the stream, was to get to paint miniatures. It's just that it kind of took me a while to get to this point, and I'm still trying to figure things out, to be honest, on how to get the best setup for painting and blah blah blah. So yeah, but thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, Mikazuki, my list about Brood Brothers, Astra Militarum, and Gene Stealer cults. But now you have to take a GSC detachment to take a Brood Brothers detachment, meaning I'm going to have to spend more command points to play Brood Brothers. Okay. Okay, so you had like Astra Militarum, and now you have to mixed with the Gene Stealer cults. I see, but now it's not as viable. You have to spend more points to field what you want. So for the Astra Militarum models, did you get like the Forge World kits? Isn't there a Forge World kit to change the heads of the models so that they're more like Gene Stealer-ish, for lack of a better term? It's pretty cool. I really do like those models, by the way. They're very nice. That was one of those armies where I was thinking, like, if I start up a 40k army, I might consider doing those ones because they look really cool. Or at least just get a few to paint because they look like they're really fun to paint. This model has all these gems on his weird backpack thing. It's very annoying. Mikazuki, it was a soup list, but now I have to spend more points to Brood Brothers. That's the Gene Stealer's upgrade sprue. Oh, okay. Cool. Let's see. Okay. Whew. I'm definitely reaching my limit in terms of concentration here doing this. And also, I have a bad habit of gripping my brush really too tightly, and it causes cramps. Mikazuki, I've got 20 Brood Brothers and 3 tanks to paint. Wow. So, what's your painting? Like, how are you going to go about painting them? What strategy will you be using? Like, will you be dry brushing them, or using an airbrush, or what are you going to do? I have a Eldar grav tank, and I don't have an airbrush, so I'm not really sure how am I going to go about painting it, because I don't think it'll look good if I paint it by hand using a brush. I might have to buy a matching spray paint color and do it that way. I don't know. Like for tanks and big vehicles, I think using an airbrush would probably be best. But I mean, yeah, there's different techniques you can use. You can definitely do it by hand, especially if with like tanks, you can kind of get away with making them look really rough, weathered, and distressed. And you can actually look up YouTube videos on how to do that, and they look really good. So that might be something to look into. Okay, get all these little dots done. Silly little dots on this guy. Focusing now. Oh, too big. Big splorch of paint. It's no good. Okay. Okay, not bad. Don't want to overdo it. That's the main thing. I don't want to put too much. Okay, this will be the last guy. The last guy for today. That means I'll have 6 more to do with this the pinpoint highlighting. That looked a little too thin. Mikazuki, I'll dry brush the tanks, but I'll layer the troops. Nice. Do you use any kind of like what do they call that? Citadel contrast paint? I've never used any of that stuff before, but I'd like to try it out because it seems like you can really get stuff done quickly. I'd like to try that. If you're dry brushing the tank, I've heard that using makeup brushes is really useful because they're very soft, and you can kind of really get some nice transitions with the with like a makeup brush. So that might be something to look into. I haven't tried that myself, but that's just what I've seen in watching YouTube videos and stuff. And I'm sure you can find that stuff anywhere. Because like the thing about soft bristles, especially for dry brushing, is that you won't notice the brush strokes as much. You know, if you use like a really hard bristled brush. I know that that's sometimes the recommendation is to use very hard bristled brushes. But if you use like a very soft bristle, you'll almost get like a result that's closer to like an airbrush because it's very soft when you're doing the transitions. So that might be something to look into if you're interested. I mean, I'm the type of person that really likes to take time painting a model, especially if I really, really like the model. I'd like to make them look good. And I do like these models. It's just that I'm more interested at this point in getting them done rather than making like each individual one look like freaking amazing. I just want to get them done. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do to base these guys. Contrast isn't good on big flat surfaces. I use an extra large makeup brush and it works really well. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, maybe I'll try that out for my Falcon Grav tank then. Yeah, maybe I'll give that a shot. I'll have to go out and get one though. Extra large. Okay, I'll try that. Yeah, I've got Falcon Grav tank and some Vipers. No, just one Viper and like a jet bike. A couple of jet bikes. All of them need to be painted. I'd like to get them done. Trying to get the right angle. And I have to get the eye. I also have to do the eyes. I should have done the eyes first. I always forget. But yeah, contrast won't look good on flat surfaces. Yeah, so it probably wouldn't look good for Eldar then, huh? I'd like to try it out, but I don't know what model I should try it for. Something with a lot of detail, I guess. where it can kind of seep into all the details. So how do you go about basing your models, Mikazuki? Because that's something that I don't know what I'll do for these guys. I don't know how I'll go about basing them. Maybe I'll buy one of those like Citadel basing things, like with texture. Have you tried any of those? Kind of interested in that as well. Okay. Dark Eldar look cool? Yeah, they do look very cool. I like I'd like to get the new or the newish Lilith Hersperax model. That one looks cool. They look very neat. Not too crazy about some of the Dark Eldar vehicles, but maybe I should take a look at them again. I have some of the very, very old Eldar models actually. Dark Eldar. This is the original Lilith Hersperax. That's metal. I'm gonna put it up here like this. And I'm working on her. She's almost done. And it's a pretty cool model, even though it's very old and kind of simplistic. And the new ones look a lot better, but I think she looks pretty neat still. Mikazuki, I have the mud one and it works well. Okay. Heard mixed reviews about the crackle paints. Okay, interesting. I actually have some kind of old crackle paint which I would like to try out at some point. From like some other arts and crafts thing. It wasn't made for Warhammer models. I just bought it a long time ago and I thought like, hey, this looks like it would be cool for miniatures. So this is what we've done so far today. All of these ones have had the glaze layer today, as well as the pinpoint highlighting. All of these ones, I think. No, not these ones. No, that one. But not this one. Okay, not this one. Yeah, so these ones here. And then these ones here just have the glazing. I did the final models that needed glazing. And then I'll need to fix up the helmets, because I got some paint, some blue paint on the helmets. But I'll need to clean that up. And then the guns, and then we'll be very close to being finished. Very, very close, getting there. There's some of the other guys. This is kind of like an example of the finished one. I painted this a long time ago. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. Although I did paint this a good long while ago, so I might change it up a bit from that. But yeah, not bad. And then I also painted my goblins. I pretty much finished my goblins today, so I'm very happy about that. Where's my goblins at? Oh, they're somewhere else. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad of a session today. Yeah, but I think that's going to be it for me, everyone. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Thanks for the follow, Mikazuki. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. And good, nice to talk about some miniatures and painting with Mikazuki. All right, everyone. I'll catch you later. See ya.